Welcome to the Mini Tom Show. Woo!
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Hey. Tom today is drawing venomized characters. We would love your feedback on who you want to get venomized. I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation, but I'm just going to keep saying it.
Yep.
So you have a default one to do while we're waiting?
Absolutely. So, Mulesy, when he another great cartoonist, suggested I start this evening with Judge Dredd venomized.
Oh, nice
so
suggestion.
That's going to be fun. And because we were saying that if it's "We Are Venom," his phrase could be "We are the law."
Yeah, we are the law.
Because I figure if I do the M mask, and then
of course,
and then but I venomize that shape, and then I put the visor here and just have the teeth underneath that.
Now I found that. And now that. So I'm just doing some admin in the background. Where am I?
Yeah, so the rule for the stream tonight is any non-Marvel character.
Yes, any non-Marvel. I remember that now. I can't spell character.
I was catching up on Let's Make a Comic the other night. It's looking really cool.
It is, isn't it? Why, I know someone who's in that. Who happens to be on this show.
No way. It's Sis.
I will be soon, apparently.
How are you feeling for it?
Oh, very nervous. Very nervous. I did a live stream on Saturday to try to practice doing drawing on live streams. And
I saw
it. I spent most of it trying to figure out how to use the iPad, I think.
Well, hang on. What feels better? I know that you always say you can't draw, but if you had to choose between digital and traditional, what feels more natural to you?
Traditional.
Because when I was learning to draw digital back in the day, what I would do is I'd actually do my roughs traditional, take a photo with the iPad, and then I would do the line work on top of that. So you could sort of trace your own style.
A lot of people do that.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many people do that, actually.
So, yeah, it's probably... And I see you've got another episode scheduled. You can do some tracing?
Yes, that's what this is. Not tracing. It's I'll be getting a picture next to me and trying to draw it similar.
Awesome.
It's not tracing. Oh, Kerry's giving me crap now.
No. You can play that. You can play that clip from is it Chasing Amy or Mallrats or something?
Yeah, Ninka. I'm not a tracer. Okay. Just sharing the link. I try to do that at the beginning of each show. Okay, we've got Nick May. Sorry to bring your comment up so slowly. Greetings, grizzled veterans. Ah, grizzled veterans.
Greetings, fellow grizzled veteran.
I have no idea, unless I read it wrong. Sorry, Carrie's asking questions in the background. I don't know if you can hear her.
I can hear.
I'm going to be really rude. I'm going to eat.
Absolutely eat. It's that time of day, and it's a Tuesday.
What's Sis eating for tea? Well, it's not dinner. It is a snack. Oh, this is looking awesome. This was a great suggestion. Oh, a bit of drool. Nice.
And it's good to do a few spooky ones around this time of year.
Well, that's true. Actually, I had a suggestion for our as close as possible to Halloween. I was going to say Valentine's Day then. I don't know why the hell I was going to say that. Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Kerry's in the background trying to prompt me to say Jack Skellington. All the critters from Nightmare Before Christmas. How's that sound?
All the critters.
Well, all the characters, I should say.
Okay, I'll have to rewatch that. They are.
I think for someone with your skills, that'd be quite fun to draw.
I think so. So maybe we'll do that one like we did the X-Men one. Just start at the bottom and work the way up.
Yeah, cool.
That'll be a fun one.
Where are all the comments, people? I see that you're on there. I can see you. Don't be shy. Give us some non-Marvel characters to Venomize. We've got a beautiful Judge Dredd here. We are the law. I love it. Nice. But yeah, with me, I'm going to push myself and go digital, even though I am a bit of a fan of traditional.
Yeah, I think that's where where things are heading these days. Like especially like with how much people want new content. If you want to be releasing lots of regular content for comics, that's sort of where you have to go, I think.
Yeah. But on saying that, I have read an article. I can't remember who it was about, but it's still real. Don't doubt me here. A guy said he made more money from selling his original art, so he did everything traditional, than he did from working for the comics.
Yep, that makes sense. Like how many of our favorite 90s artists do we only see on various covers these days? Oh, yeah.
It's an indie artist because I know that you got your Rob Liefelds and your Todd McFarlane earning millions. I don't think they'd earn millions selling their art.
Well, I don't know. Like, if you think about like someone like, you know, like you and I sort of like what's his name? Chris Picarlo used to do a bunch of X-Men and Generation X and stuff like that.
Yep.
Like you barely see him on interiors anymore, but he does heaps of variant covers.
Oh yeah, true.
Like that's, I think for some of those artists, that's where the money is. Like Terry Dodson can keep a good pace, but I'm sure that getting paid a lot for a variant cover on Catwoman or Wonder Woman, like actually doing.
Yeah. Well, I've heard some say that it's actually easier to do a cover than it is to do sequential.
I hate doing covers. Thinking of an idea.
Oh, they're around. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess everyone would be different, so
yeah.
You know, assuming that everyone's the same was a bit silly of me.
No. Like, There are all these weird old tricks. Like I think I was saying on one of the other episodes that like someone said once you've got the script for your comic finalized, the final page should be one of the earliest pages you draw.
Really?
So it's that thing of by the time you're getting to the end of the project, you're starting to burn out a bit. So it's so you don't want to sort of see this sudden decline in energy and everything. So if you have those last pages drawn, then you can actually you don't lose the energy. Like you spend focus on the pages that need to pop, and usually the last page is one of them.
That's great advice. I love that. I'll never use it because I'll never do sequential. Well, apparently I'm doing sequential in 2 weeks, but that's just one panel. Everyone's a bit shy tonight, Tom. No one's suggesting anyone.
Don't be scared. Venom's not real. Venom can't hurt you.
I can see the numbers. I know you're there. Oh, actually, some of them are in Facebook, and I know certain places in Facebook don't show up on my feed. So they might be telling us right this very second who to draw, and I can't see it. Which is the stupid part of this StreamYard. It gives you the impression that you can see all, but you cannot see all. I think it's groups, so that, you know, because it's a private group and all that sort of stuff, you can't see it on other apps. Yeah, it's a bit of a privacy thing by Facebook. That's me just guessing. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just saying that's me guessing what it could be.
Okay.
So there's the groups that the stuff doesn't come through.
Yeah.
Oh, nice suggestion. We've got one finally.
Awesome. So a few people have seen me do this on ComX stuff before. This is a watercolor pencil.
Oh, yes.
What I'm doing is I've just put a line just in the black outline there. So you take a pencil, ink wash pen that's filled with water, and as you gently blotch it, the pigment starts to give you that watercolor effect.
Okay.
And I found that when I was learning how to render things, that this was the easiest way because you can do multiple layers of this stuff. So if you haven't, it's very forgiving.
Okay.
A lot of my books were drawn on public transport, so it's that thing of it's really good to actually have something you can layer on bit by bit, so you don't lay it down, muck it up. Okay. And so I'll usually layer the color in the shadow sections, and then I'll start dabbing where there's nothing, and then I'll put more on. And that's how you get that sort of watercolor shadow. So light there, dark there.
Cool.
Yeah.
The master of watercolor.
Watercolor is a lot of fun.
And just to give you a heads up, the suggestion we got was the Phantom.
Ooh. That'll be a good one. Hang on. Let me just gloss this dread up, and then.
Oh yeah. I'm getting a lot of messages for some reason. They better be about the show, or I'm going to be very disappointed. Not about the show. What are these people talking to me for?
You can't help be popular sometimes.
It's about work, actually, so I might have to get back to them, but not right now.
Okay.
Little busy.
Do you reckon the Phantom...
For those who just joined us, because the numbers just jumped,
cool.
We are venomizing non-Marvel characters, so if you have a suggestion, throw it in there.
We started with Mulesy's suggestion of Judge Dredd and Judge Dredd with a symbiote, I think makes too much sense.
Yeah. I think he could enforce the law far easier.
And coming up next will be the ghost who walks himself, the Phantom.
Mm.
What do you reckon the Phantom would do with the symbiote? Does he have enough willpower?
I don't know. I'm not actually totally up to date with how the symbiotes work.
You think they retcon how they work all the time.
Oh, well, there you go. We can make up our own then.
Okay, so
All I remember is sonic noise and such that I don't like.
yeah.
Well, I don't know of any other type of noise. So that was a bit redundant. Oh,
So,
we're getting suggestions now. Excellent.
awesome.
I'm liking these two. They're very cool suggestions.
Awesome.
Yes, Kerry, one of them is yours. I don't know if you can hear that, but Kerry's like, she gets very confused about Marvel and DC and other non, like your smaller ones, and she doesn't know which is which. She just knows who she likes. She doesn't care where they're from. That's what she's saying.
I think that's the nice way to do it. I think like a lot of us were raised on this. You got to be Team Marvel or Team DC or whatever. And
yeah, I never did that. But I was Team X-Men in a big way, but I still happily collected DC and your Images and Dark Horse and so forth as well. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, you read what you like, and like you don't cut yourself up from this sort of stuff.
Silly, because I was huge into the Titans, Justice League.
Oh yeah.
Who else did I used to? I know there was more DCs than that I used to read. Oh, Young Justice. They were a lot of fun back in the 90s.
Yeah, and they were out of print for ages. Like, I used to track down those issues.
I had the whole set, and I sold it.
That would have hopefully fetched you a pretty penny.
Probably not as pretty as I could have got if I put a little bit more effort into it, but such is life. I was desperate. I needed cash. I took the first person who offered.
And then you eventually get more comics.
Well, yeah, now I've got this addiction to omnibuses. Oh, yeah, Carrie doesn't want me talking about omnibuses. She's not a fan. How many omnibuses does Tom have, did you say? Oh, has Tom seen how many I have? It's not many compared to, say, like Omnibo and so forth. They have, I think he would just hit 400. Some are still in plastic. So I'm having a conversation with Kerry here while we're on the Tom show.
No, it's all good.
She's chanting no more comics.
I've got a mate who sells secondhand books and comics and stuff, and so obviously like the house ends up getting filled with the stuff.
Yep.
And his partner always says, if he was a coin collector, we might not have this problem. Just all sorted in little drawers.
Yep. My father was a coin collector.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I don't know how well that went for him, but I remember him collecting coins all the time and looking for different ones he didn't have and so forth when I was a kid.
Wicked.
I remember giving us some and they were just normal coins. He was a bit of a joker. But he's the one who told us to keep the $1 and $2 notes.
Oh, yeah.
and I lost them many years ago.
My mum did the same thing.
So I hope they're not worth anything because I lost them. I didn't sell them. I lost them. Somewhere in amongst my stuff, they were like in between pages of something I obviously threw out.
Oh, like, it's incredible what you can lose between like moves and things like that. Like,
Yeah. Oh, cool.
so I figure the symbiote would make him just that little bit more bulky.
Well, that's what the Symbiote does, so that makes sense. Although, is it Ed? Ed?
Mm.
Was that the guy who got the Symbiote originally after Spider-Man?
Eddie Brock, yeah.
Eddie Brock, that's it. Yeah, he was quite buff himself, although he was
He
a
was.
lot bigger once he was Venom.
Yes, he was.
Okay, I need to close this so my computer stops beeping. And turn my watch off so my watch stops beeping. Yeah, that's my watch.
You
I'm
can't
liking it so
escape
far.
me.
Yeah. Everyone's a piece of the SIDS.
Exactly.
But not when I'm not live. No one wants to talk to me.
Everyone's going to talk. You're going to have a busy night tonight, mate. Like you've got me. You've got what, Chinwag after this?
Yes.
And did I see
Chinwag
right
is
that you've
back.
got? Yeah.
I was just going to say Chinwag is back after quite a long hiatus, if that's the word.
Yep. And you want to tell them? You want to get them excited and tell them who you've got coming on tonight?
Oh, you're messing with me now. Chris Sequeira. I think I got his last name right. Sorry, Chris, if I didn't. If you're listening.
We were saying before before the stream came on, like Chris is one of the first guys I met at local conventions. He's really cool.
Yeah,
I used to read
nice
and he used to read his like Sherlock Holmes Dark Detective series. He's really cool. And if you're heading to the comic shop this week, I picked up his Star Trek Halloween issues 1 and 2. So nice. I'm looking forward to see what he has to say on the show tonight.
Yeah. Oh, we got a hi chaps from Dave Dye. Nice.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, Dave. Hey, Gobber. I just realised I fidget in my seat a lot. I don't know what that's all about.
No, that's a thing. But just we're all born fidgeters.
Now, if I remember correctly, he has a ring on both hands. Is that right?
Yes. The mark of protection and the... what was the other one? Someone in the chat will tell me.
It's one with the skull.
Yeah.
For the bad guys. I don't know which is on which either, so...
Where's the purple?
Maybe Nick May can tell us. Oh, nice. On the purple highlights. I love how he's still got the iconic pants.
Yeah, I think that you have to have that if you're doing a Phantom.
Yeah, I agree.
Did you ever see that the Sci-Fi Channel did a Phantom movie?
No.
It was like, look, people hated it, but it was like about like this kid who discovers that he's Kit Walker's son, and he's this kid who lives in the city and loves parkour. Because, of course, it was the 2000s. Everyone loves parkour. And he ended up becoming the Phantom. And I thought it was really fun.
I'll have to find that, search it out.
Yeah.
Nick's leaving that answer to Dave Dye. He obviously doesn't know.
I've got something for you.
Are
Are you ready?
you posting it or saying it?
Saying it.
Oh.
The skull ring worn on the Phantom's right hand leaves an indelible mark on those evildoers, unfortunate enough to receive a punch from the ghost you want.
So the skull was on the right hand, is that right? Yeah, there you go.
And he punches evil.
So the left has the good symbol.
They are marked forever with the sign of the skull, always to be recognized by those they meet as ruthless and cruel.
Ooh.
That's the skull ring.
The ghost who stalks your brain. I love it.
You have a big skull.
Alrighty. Now I'm warmed up. What's the next one?
The next one is Hellboy.
Oh, I thought this might come up.
It was great.
Hellboy. Alrighty. Hellboy. I haven't seen the new Hellboy movie. Is it any good? Or the newish one?
I didn't mind it. A lot of people hated it, but I didn't mind it.
Okay.
It was entertaining. It did what it was meant to do. It entertained me. Didn't change my world, but it entertained me.
Yeah, like I'm not looking for a masterpiece every film I watch. Like I'm happy to be entertained. Oh, do you reckon the symbiote would bring Hellboy's horns back?
That's a good point. And although the symbiote doesn't like fire, so the little fire that comes when he gets his horns back probably wouldn't come back.
That's true. The interesting, yeah,
If they're symbiote horns, not real horns, then the fire wouldn't come back.
yeah, that's true. Like Hellboy, he's got the nose there, and he's got a really low set, wide mouth. So setting the fangs is going to be interesting.
So I have a question for you, Tom.
Yeah.
A lot of people do their roughs in blue. I've noticed you use red. Is that
Yes.
just like there's a reason?
There is.
You don't have a blue pen?
Yeah. So I find when I want to scan my work, I find it is easier to drop red from a page than it is blue.
Oh, really?
So, because I'll usually play around with contrast and gamma and stuff to just pull the blacks out of it.
Yep.
And if I'm doing that if I do it in blue and I down the gamma or up the contrast, blue is more likely to turn into black and I won't be able to get rid of it. Red, I can drop easier.
Ah, interesting. Tip for those who do a bit of the traditional to digital. I'm really loving the next suggestion. Oh yeah, the big rock hand.
The left hand of, right hand of doom.
Yeah, I don't remember which one it is actually, but we're going to go with right. And if it's not right, then we're simply drawing him in a mirror. There you go.
Yes.
So either way, Tom is correct.
Good. Bullet dodged there.
Actually, I bought a whole bunch of Hellboy comics that I have to get to. Well, they're not omnibuses, I don't think. They're sort of... I don't think they're hardcovers, but they're in a box set.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think they're like important ones, I guess.
I think my Hellboy collection was volumes 1 to 8. And sadly, they all went missing when I moved house earlier this year.
Oh, no.
So I'm a bit gutted about those ones.
Yeah, it would be too.
You gotta love that, Mike Mignola. It'd be easier to get a black piece of paper and throw white at it than the other way around.
Ah. Oops, I'm hovering over someone's comment. Ah.
That's not Marvel or DC.
No, it's not. It's not Marvel or DC, Kerry's latest suggestion. I think it's a good suggestion, yes.
Have you got a one?
No, not my job. Sorry, Kerry's asking me if I've thought of one. I'm here to take the... Oh. We've got Rob, but not... Oh, Robbie. Am I right?
Hello, hello.
That's Robbie.
Yeah, I think that's Robbie.
It's Robbie.
So,
Yes, it is Robbie. Give us some suggestions, Robbie. Non-Marvel characters to be venomized. Venomized. I don't know. I'm making up words now.
if
I think we made up a word in the first place, actually.
if Sidrus came across the black costume, what do you think it would bring out in him?
Well, it's funny you should mention that because it depends which version of Sidrus you're talking about.
Yeah.
There is a version of Sidrus where his costume is actually a symbiote.
Yep.
Not the Marvel symbiote where it's like got a life of its own. It's more of a it takes on the life of, like, it's organic, but it takes on the life of who it's joined to.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I don't think I described that very well then.
I get you.
Oh, good suggestion, Robbie. Hello, Peter Lane.
Oh, Peter Lane, awesome. I've got the foil cover comic of one of Peter Lane's books the other weekend at one of the launches.
Oh, nice.
I love being part of Aussie comics. Like, there's so much good stuff happening.
Yeah, there is. I get a bit addicted to all the Kickstarters.
Oh, it crushes me when I've hit that, when you realize, oh, I've actually backed so many Kickstarters in 1 year, I probably can't justify another, and then a great project comes along, and you're like, oh.
Yep, exactly.
Did Chris, hang on, because I was listening, so last week when you had Chris on Let's Make a Comic, did his Kickstarter make it? Has that finished yet?
No. I just saw a message from Nicole saying that it's still on the way. Nicole, as in NS Kane.
Okay. Oh, good luck, guys.
So it hasn't quite made target from what I was reading. I could be wrong. She might have been talking about something else, but I'm assuming she was talking about the Kickstarter.
I know everyone
So
says
you've got the Symbiote under the jacket. I love it.
Yeah. It's going to symbiotize his jacket a little bit. Yeah. Let's get a nice, vibrant red.
I think you're going to get a bit of a kick out of the next one.
Oh, yeah? Awesome. All right.
Excellent suggestion by Nick May. I'd give you a clue, but then it would clue Tom in. So Kerry's asking who the one Robbie just suggested is. She doesn't know the name.
Oh, wicked. Okay, hang on. Let me just get this Hellboy in. Who suggested Hellboy again?
Kerry.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome.
It was the only one she was sure wasn't Marvel. Which movie was it that you asked where was Stan Lee? Was it one of the Batman movies? Where was Stan Lee's cameo in Batman? Oh, I better shut up now. She's going to tell stories about me. I'll be quiet now.
Does Hellboy have a catchphrase? His is more just like I feel like his is just like for like heck or whatever. Like almost swore on the stream and I caught myself.
I've just been told I'm a meanie. I think that's for picking on Kerry.
Right. Fine. I've never liked that whole thing of like you're not a real fan if you don't know all the trivia. Like I think everyone likes their stuff the way they want to like it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
like,
I'll never understand that stuff.
Like, yeah.
It's just fun ribbing Kerry about that, that's all. I'm still getting in trouble. I better shut up because she'll come on and start telling stories about me.
Right. Who's next?
C-3PO.
C-3PO. Human cyborg relations. Okay. I'm not keeping up to date on the Star Wars comics, but I believe I saw a preview that said that this week's Star Wars issue featured 3PO fighting Darth Vader.
What?
Apparently.
That just sounds odd.
Apparently, the current Star Wars comics are about the droids getting corrupted and rebelling.
Oh, wow.
And that one of the head droids has taken over, or head bad guys has taken over C-3PO.
Oh.
And so here. I haven't had a chance to catch up on all the Star Wars stuff that's coming out lately.
Yeah, me neither. I don't get a lot of time to catch up on anything, come to think of it.
Like, and they release so much stuff these days.
Well, that's true. That is true. I've got to scroll back to make sure I don't miss anyone. Oh, yep, that's who's next. Yep, I see. Yep, and that's who's next. Yep. Okay, I got the order in my head. Hell no, we're doing that one. It's next. We'll Robbie, do you mind if we skip yours and come back to it if we've got time? How's that? Okay. Kerry's just suggested we skip hers and come back to it if we've got time.
Hang on. I don't want to let Robbie down if I can't avoid it, so I'll speed up on this 3PO.
Well, C3PO is Nick May's suggestion.
Great.
And then that makes Robbie's next.
Okay.
That is so cool, that tongue.
So I figure, because we've seen like 3PO in the skeletal form in some of the movies, the symbiote has taken possession of that and just going to burst through some of those holes.
Oh, got a new comment. Hey, that's new. StreamYard just told me there was a new comment. It's never done that before.
Oh, really?
No. Usually I have to scroll down and go, oh, I missed all these. So I scrolled up to see what else was going on. I reckon we've got time. Oh, we might be able to make it back to yours, Kerry.
Okay.
Well, that's true. This is awesome. I went to drink out of my new cup. Bit of a plug here for DK. I don't know if you can see that. Billy Bones in the Apocalypse cup.
Oh, heck yes.
Or mug, I should say. Very cool. Got some lovely artwork on the other side. Thank you, DK. That arrived today. That was awesome. Kerry says thank you as well. She got a mug as well. Well, yes. Yes, Kerry had to point that out. She got a mug first, and I went, I want one too. So I bought one as well. Apparently, when I'm not watching, Kerry's going to steal both mugs. So I'll have none. True, I got the comic. Yes. And it's 3D. I didn't know that when I bought it. That is wicked.
So,
what kind of pencil is that, by the way? The red?
It is the cheapest pencil I can find. So
just that it rubs out. I remember when I used to do colored pencils, I could never rub out the colored pencils.
So I use whatever school pencils I can find that are really hard. I'm not sure if you remember what it was like sometimes in like school you'd have like pencils that you had to really press really hard to get the color out of them.
Yep.
I like to use them because it means that the pigment is really hard, and it means when I color over them, the pigment from the line work pencil doesn't absorb the color I'm putting over it.
Oh,
Because
nice.
sometimes what'll happen is I'll do a line work with this, and then I'll go over it with a marker afterwards, and then that ends up somehow bleeding through that. So I've got to the worse quality the pencil, the cheaper the pigment, the harder it is to get the color out, the better I like it for this sort of stuff.
More tips and tricks, people. This has been an excellent episode. Giving away all your secrets.
Mm-hmm. If it means I get to see people making more awesome comics, I'm all for it.
You've just been requested, here I'll put the comment up, that you make these all postcards, and she wants to buy them all. Robbie does. Oh, now I'm forgetting whose name. Oh, no, I remember now.
Okay.
That is brilliant.
I think he's got a bad feeling about this.
Yes, that would be the same.
All right. I'll try and squeeze as many as I can into the last bit. What do we got next?
Yep. Rorschach.
Rorschach.
And that's from Robbie.
Okay.
And I think we've got enough time for yours as well, Rannon. Because I really want to see that one, to be honest. Oh, I don't really know the catchphrase for that one.
For which one? This one or the next one?
The next one.
Okay.
I don't know what Rorschach would say. Yeah, what would he say that you can venomize?
Well, what
all
Rorschach
I can think of with him is the end is nigh, but I don't know how to turn that into a venom thing.
Most of what Rorschach says is "herm," so
yeah, true. Just growls, grumbles.
Watchmen. I haven't reread Watchmen in a while.
No, it's been quite some time since I read it. I actually got the special edition hardcover when I went
I like the
crazy
Absolute.
on the buses.
I've got the Absolute Watchmen sitting on my shelf too.
Yes, mine's up there, still in plastic.
Still in plastic. Oh.
Yeah, I know, a bit bad. Actually, I think all of them are still in plastic except two. I've read House and Power of X.
Oh, yep.
And Uncanny X-Men Omnibus 1.
Yeah.
And the rest are still in plastic. Oh, no, I unwrapped Mouse. I don't know how to pronounce that. But I haven't read it yet.
I'm late to the party with Mouse. Like, I hadn't read Mouse till last year, and my gosh, that is a game-changing comic.
I'll have to read it now. Well, I'll have to read it anyway, but with that comment, I definitely have to read it.
I definitely understand why you'd want to teach about it in schools. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. If the topic's where I think it's going, I'm thinking it's a very important one.
Yeah.
Oh, I like Nick May's suggestion for what this Venom should be saying.
Oh, yes?
Human bean juice.
Ah, hang on. Sorry, I didn't realize I was so low. There we go. Because I figure the mask is going to rip. Because Rorschach won't take off his mask willingly.
No.
I mean, take off his face willingly.
Yeah, take off his face because the face underneath is the mask. If I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm. I think Watchmen changed my mum's opinion on comics, actually.
Oh, okay.
I remember we used to debate about whether you could consider comics to be like literature and things like that. And Watchmen really turned her around.
We just got a question about Watchmen.
Oh,
This
yeah?
is different rather than a suggestion of what to draw.
Oh, yeah.
What are your thoughts on the Watchmen graphic novel versus the movie versus the TV show? Do you want me to start that one, or do you want to go with that one?
You go for it. You go for it.
I'll go for it. Okay. Loved the graphic novel. It was like blew my mind when I first read it. And I'm going to be one of those people that a lot of people don't like, but I actually preferred the story in the movie. I preferred the big bad guy to be Manhattan. Because I always found the idea of a giant squid thing attacking one city as not enough to bring the world together. Always had a problem with that. That's just my thought. And the TV show, holy crap, that was awesome.
Well, I think you and I are actually on the same page on all three.
Oh, no way.
So so I have the opinion on like adaptations. They're not meant to be the same thing in a different medium. I think that selling this giant hideous squid wouldn't have flown with a lot of audiences.
Yeah.
Like, I think that saying it's Manhattan, like fooling the world into thinking it's Manhattan, actually streamlines the story quite a bit.
Yeah.
And it
fits it into a movie length. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. But at the same time, it doesn't take away from the fact that it doesn't change the outcome of the story. It's a good move. And that series is great. Did you ever read?
The TV? Oh, sorry.
Did you listen to the podcast that was coming out when the show was coming out?
No.
Every 3 episodes, what's his name? Lindelof sat down and discussed in depth the behind the scenes and the themes and stuff.
Oh, cool.
And it almost made me like Lost after listening to him talk. Because he was talking about like his writing process, and it made a lot of things in Lost make sense. And it was like obviously he was a better writer by the time he got to Watchmen than he was on Lost.
Yep.
And so like you're like, oh, I see what you were doing on Lost, and while you didn't succeed, what you learnt from that you did really well in Watchmen.
Yeah. Watchmen was awesome. And I do love that they went from the comic rather than the movie.
Yeah, agreed.
Because the squid worked really well in that one.
It did. And they set up the squid really well in that one.
Yes.
Like, yeah. So, like, I'm not sure. Have you read or watched any of the One Piece stuff at the moment? Sis?
No, I've never read anything that came afterwards. All the clock something was it called?
Minutemen? Oh, Doomsday Clock.
Or any of the other stuff that came after. I never really I never got a chance to read those.
Right. Oh, it's all right. But like, sorry, like I was thinking like adaptation-wise, like I think that like I'm not sure if anyone like people have been talking about Netflix did like a live-action adaptation of a manga anime called One Piece.
Oh, okay.
And I think that they've adapted it really well. Things are, of course, different than the way you know it because it's an adaptation.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think they've adapted it really well. So,
Cool, I'll have to check it out.
like, yeah, it's like here's what flies in the Japanese audience, and here's what doesn't fly, and then, yeah. So, all right, I'm just tying this one off. What's my last one?
Mr. Ed. I love this one.
Of course.
What an awesome one to end on.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course.
Of course. We are Mr. Ed.
I because generally my line of work, most of my co-workers are older than me.
Yep.
And I was talking about Mr. Ed one day, and someone was like, "You're too young to remember Mr. Ed," and I'm like, "No, I'm not." When the truth is that Mr. Ed used to be one of those shows that was on before or after Power Rangers on Channel 7.
So you're the Power Ranger age group. Ah, interesting.
That generation of kids who didn't get as much Turtles as they could have.
Yes. I was the Turtles and Transformers. I think are probably the best way to sum up my viewing appetite when I was a child. Well, I don't know. I think I was in my teens by the time Turtles came out, but Transformers, I used to run home to watch that.
Yeah.
After school.
Did you get the new Transformers comic that came out?
No, there've been a few. I did get one probably about 10 years ago. I started collecting one, and the art was amazing. I wish I knew who it was.
Yeah.
Just the way they drew robots was just like I wanted to collect them all, but I didn't have the money, so I couldn't keep collecting them.
That's the slippery slope with Transformers. They unfortunately all look really cool.
Yeah, but I wish I knew who the artist was, but he made them look just like wow.
I was actually reading there's a new Transformers book that came out last week.
Oh, okay.
And I was trying to read it all out because it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Trying to get
the worst thing that could possibly happen is I find out there's Transformer omnibuses, and then we're all in trouble.
Oh, be careful.
Because I may start buying them instead of paying for StreamYard.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, Kerry reckons I'll have to do a GoFundMe Sizzle omnibus page. Help Sizzle buy omnibuses and still pay for StreamYard.
I think Tom's about to tell you there are some.
Oh no!
No, I reckon.
Tell me there is some.
No. I reckon what you should do is you do a Patreon where you review omnibuses.
Oh.
And then the
nice.
funds from the Patreon fund your omnibuses.
Ooh, I like the way you think.
Slippery slopes.
Yeah.
But be
I think
careful.
I'm starting a new Patreon account after this show.
Be careful because, like, Marvel got the right to reprint Micronauts and ROM this year.
Oh, no way.
So next January, ROM and Micronauts Omnibus Volume 1 both come out.
That's awesome.
So be careful.
We'll have to move to a bigger place so I can fit all my omnibuses and all my indie comics and all the other stuff I keep buying.
I think we need to be realistic. There is not a big enough place for an omnibus collector.
Yeah, well, that's true. I look at Omnibo, for example, and he is running out of room, and he's got an entire room dedicated to them.
Oh, dear. Okay. So we'll have to think of a spooky one for next week, because I think we had a plan, but I think we might lay off that one if we're still going to go with spooky ones for next week.
Is it next week or the week after we'd have to do it?
Hang
on, I've got a calendar on the
next
computer, and I'm here guessing. Oh, hang on, October 31st. That's Halloween, isn't it?
It is.
Well, that's when we have a show.
Yes.
So we can do it on the actual Halloween rather than close to.
Because I was thinking about this because like I said on the first time I appeared on ComX, I can't stand horror. So it's a good chance for people to really torture me. My original plan was give me monsters and I'll draw them as people in masks from Scooby-Doo. But no. Like we'll think of a good horror one for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
We should have drawn the characters dressed as other characters for Halloween.
Oh, that's true. We'll come up with an idea. It's all good.
Yeah. But if anyone's watching and thinks of a better Halloween idea for me, please put it in the comments.
I think this last one that we were asked for, you could probably whip up in 3 minutes.
Yeah. No.
No. You already half did it in the promo.
Yeah.
It was a Venomized Mini Tom.
Venomized Mini Tom. Yeah. So let's go how to draw a Mini Tom, shall we? So you got circle head, and then square body, and he's got a really wide crotch area there because I sort of draw them quite chibi.
Yep.
Circle for the shoulder, square for his rolled up sleeve, and then a sausage. And then the ear comes next.
You watch, there will be Mini Toms everywhere now. You're teaching everyone how to draw him. Dave's given us a nice work, Tom.
Cheers, Dave.
And we can do this just as line work if you want.
That's right. I can do a quick black and white wash on this one.
Ooh, okay, nice. See, those viewing, this is just Tom remembering when he's had a bad day at work. He's not actually venomizing himself at all.
No, of course not. And so,
angry at people.
How long until Chinwag again? After this
Chinwag-
finishes up?
After this, Chinwag is on in an hour and a half.
Legend. So, because like I'm gonna want to tune into this one because Chris is great.
Correct.
And I reckon you guys should too. Like he is one of the first local creators I got to meet. I learned a lot from those early creators I met, and the fact that he's writing a Star Trek book that's coming out this month. Like,
Yeah, how cool is that?
like living the dream.
What's his name again, sis?
This is not you, Tom. You can just shut up now, Kerry.
Just getting you to announce the Chinwag artist. Chinwag.
Chinwag, yeah, it's Chris. Chris is on tonight. Chris is on with Lee. And you want to tune in for those who missed the Aussieverse episode that Lee was a guest on. You might be in for an interesting surprise. Yes, a surprise as you see Lee tonight.
Ooh.
Everyone will have to tune in now just to see the special surprise.
Otherwise, hit me up and I'll tell you what the surprise is.
Or Kerry says just private message her and she'll tell you. Oh, that looks awesome. You've drawn many times before, haven't you?
Maybe.
Just a few times. Just a few thousand times. Would it be over 1,000? It would be over 1,000, wouldn't it? Yeah, easily.
It would.
10 years,
Easily.
yeah, that's like 3,000.
Yeah, and in multiple panels and
Wow.
alrighty, there we go. Finishing up with a mini Tom.
Finishing with a mini Tom.
All right. That was fun.
Yeah.
Please, if you've got ideas for what you would like us to do next week, let us know, and let us know what we want for Halloween.
Yes. We've got a vote here from Kerry for Skeleton Jack. So that's Jack Skeleton, sorry. I always say his name backwards.
Ooh, we could even do... Maybe we'll do a Nightmare Before Christmas thing, like with the X-Men stuff.
Or we could... No, I'll shut up now. Yeah. That sounds great.
Awesome. Alrighty.
If we get a great suggestion for Halloween, we could always do the Nightmare Before Christmas after Halloween, because technically the movie happens after Halloween.
True.
So yes. So we'll leave that one as a reserve and open it up to people. Put some comments under the Facebook or under the YouTube for suggestions for the Halloween special, since we'll be on that night.
Awesome.
And I'll do my usual. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel. If you're in Facebook, head over to YouTube. It's just ComXNet AU is the channel, and give us a subscribe over there. It's much more fun to watch us on YouTube. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
I think so.
Definitely. And so thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Thank you, Tom, for yet another show of awesome art and awesome
Thank you for
fun.
having me.
Woo!
Never forget brains.
And we will see everyone next week.
Or in an hour and a half.
Well, we'll see them all again in just under an hour and a half at Chinwag.
Awesome. All right. See you there.
See you there. like, share, and subscribe.